Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 120 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day to get what we want this year. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And we're finishing up this month, the month of April, on our spiritual well-being, our spiritual health. And so today we're talking about step 7 of the goal-setting process that we mapped out in January after looking at like 15 to 20 different frameworks, different ways of doing goals, different topics about goals, and how to set, how to achieve, how to get them most successfully. And we created our own 7-step process. So at the end of each month, we did it in February for emotional, March for mental well-being and health. This month we're going to do it, and we're actually just finishing it today, with step 7 of the spiritual well-being, spiritual health, spiritual goal that we set for ourselves a few days ago, almost a week ago now. And we're talking about that final step, and that is rewards and celebrations. How do we reward ourselves when we achieve our goal or objective? And then how do we celebrate? There's a lot of different ways we can do it. Well, number one, why do we want to do that? Why do we want to reward ourselves? And why do we want to celebrate? Number one, to keep us motivated along the way, right? To remind us that we're making progress, that we are succeeding, that we are moving toward the goal that we want. And I like to celebrate and reward myself in different ways for each of the different milestones that I achieve along the way to a goal, especially if it's a bigger goal. I want to make sure that I've broken that down. I clearly identified milestones, and then if I achieve them in the time that I set, I get one reward, I have one type of celebration. If I miss the mark, like maybe the days are off, or maybe it's a week or two or a month shy of when I thought I would reach that milestone, I still celebrate that. I still reward myself, but maybe not in as big a way or the same way as I would have had I achieved it according to plan in the first place, right? Because that reinforces for me that I want to be learning and growing and improving my process along the way as I am achieving it and reaching those milestones and goals. But I don't want to always reward myself. It's like everybody gets a ribbon. I don't think I should reward myself the same way if the plan I had didn't work, because I want to go back and I want to revisit and I want to say, okay, well, I mapped this out and I had this plan and I thought this was the time I could do it in. What happened? Was it distractions? Was it procrastination? Was it other priorities took precedence? I want to know what that is so that I learn from the journey and learn from that experience. So what are some of the ways that we can celebrate, right? There's lots of different ways to celebrate. We can reflect on the journey, and it's kind of what I was just talking about. We should always be reflecting on the journey, because our life is about the experiences we have. It is totally about the journey that we have through this experience, this grand experience and experiment called our life. It's different for each and every one of us. And each of us are here to learn certain things that are unique and just for us. Everybody has, I don't know that I believe this. They believe, there's lots of different thoughts around we come here for a reason. We have this path. We have these lessons we want to learn. I don't know if that's true or not, but sometimes it really feels like it. It feels like, we get ourselves in these situations to learn from. You're like, how on earth did I get here? Why am I here? And then we have this great epiphany about the lessons that we learned from the particular experience. And then we're like, oh, I get it. That's why that happened to me. I think about that most often in the experiences that I've had that didn't feel so good at the time, right? We learn way more as humans from our obstacles, our setbacks, our problems, our challenges, the things that don't work out well for us in the first place than we do from the things that work out well for us in the first place. So we can reflect on the journey. We can express gratitude and be thankful for what is and the lessons that we have learned and how we are succeeding. Or we can begrudgingly complain and moan about what isn't right. Guess what? Whatever we think about, whatever we pay attention to, we get more of. So I decided a long time ago, I'm going to focus on what I want as much as possible, instead of that I don't have it yet, or the lack of it, or whatever. We can also treat ourselves to something that is important to us. I love bubble baths. So sometimes one of my rewards for reaching a milestone is to go to, it used to be Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't even know if they're in business anymore because I don't shop a lot. But now I'll go on Amazon or some other site and find some bath bombs or some amazing shower gel or some amazing product that makes me feel good that has to do with bubble baths. But find different ways to treat yourself. Maybe I'll go get a haircut and a makeover or something. That would be a good one for actually achieving the goal. We can celebrate with other people. We can celebrate with ourselves. Sometimes I'll just celebrate by going out to lunch with friends our family, my sisters. I love to go out to lunch with my sisters and some friends from my old brick and mortar business days. And finally, we can create a ritual. We can create routines and rituals and practices that cause us to automatically reward ourselves and celebrate. And me, I'm a firm believer in automating what works in my life and what gives me the results I want, and learning the lessons from and putting systems in place to make sure I don't make the same mistakes that I've made in the past. All right, so what are we doing today? Our action item today is to think about how you'll reward yourself for this particular goal. We're working on one particular spiritual well-being goal that we set 6 days ago. And mine is to start a nonprofit that helps people with chronic pain. So what are my milestones? And we created that throughout the rest of the process. And how am I going to reward myself for hitting these different milestones? And then finally, what's my reward? How am I going to celebrate when I actually have the nonprofit up and running and making money and helping people with chronic pain? How will and what will that celebration look like? Will it be something I celebrate on my own, go on a trip, go travel, go see something? Will I celebrate with the people that I set the organization up for? Yes, that's most likely what I will do. So think today, what kind of rewards and celebrations will help you to stay motivated, stay moving toward, and stay progressing to help guarantee that you will achieve the goal that you set for yourself? Share in the comments below at least one thing to help inspire and motivate us, because we learn best when we learn from each other. If I can help you in any way, if you have any questions, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. And we are going to jump into, since it's May 1st tomorrow, happy May Day, I'll tell you, our physical well-being, their physical health. And I normally start every year with this, but I kind of wanted to mix it up this year. So I started with emotional well-being, because we started in February after analyzing and looking at different frameworks for goals, and all about goals in January, so we could create our own framework. So tomorrow, physical well-being, physical health is what we're going to talk about for the whole month of May. And I've learned from personal experience, and I'll share some of those stories throughout the month of how important it is to actually pay attention to our physical well-being, and how easy it is to ignore it, and the consequences therein by ignoring our health. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.